Twin brothers, Qaadir and Naazir Lewis, 19. They would miss their flight to Boston. They had a 7 a.m. flight where they were going to visit friends. Now, on Saturday morning, a little after 11 a.m., on the top of Bell Mountain, a hitchhiker would find 2 men dead. Those men would turn out to be the 19-year-old twins. Bell Mountains of Georgia is near the North Carolina border, and the twins were 90 miles away from their home where they resided in Lawrenceville, Georgia. GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigations, saw these deaths as a murder S. You guys know what I mean. But are waiting on additional forensic results for their final ruling. But again, off top, they looked at this scene and already assumed that it was a murder S. Now, upon my research, there have been several deaths in or around that area of black men that were also ruled S. I have read that this area may also be a sundown town, which means if you are of a certain race, when the sun goes down, you may not want to be there. The Lewis family is disputing the findings, insisting the brothers were inseparable, had no history of conflict, and would never do this to each other. Their aunt, Samara Bronner, she said, quote, "We knew right away this wasn't true. We want answers. We want to know exactly what happened to the twins," end quote. Their uncle, Raheem Bronner, added, quote, "The brothers were very protective of each other. They love each other. They're like inseparable. I couldn't imagine them hurting each other because I have never seen them get into a fist fight before," end quote. Another aunt, Yasmin Bronner, she added, quote, "They have a huge support system. We know them. They wouldn't do anything like this. To say that they did this to each other, no. Something happened in those mountains, and we want answers," end quote. Yasmin also said it was claimed that they took their own lives. "My nephews wouldn't do this. They come from a family of love, and the twins wanted so much in their future. They had dreams of starting their own clothing line." Why were these young men in these mountains? They were supposed to be getting on a plane to see friends. Why are they in the mountains? The family said they don't hike. They don't know anything about Hiawassee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up there? Questions that the family needs answers to. GBI, don't be so quick to say it was a murder S. Did these twins even own a gun? Whose gun was it? Whose gun did they have, if they in fact had a gun? Were fingerprints examined on this gun? There should be just the twins' fingerprints on this gun, or in fact one twin's fingerprint on this gun. This gun should not be wiped clean. Was the gun even around? Again, this is a developing story, so much information is missing right now. If these twins wanted to end it all, why Bell Mountains? Why not in Boston, where they were going to see their friends? Or however, why not in Lawrenceville, in their own home? If it had gotten to the point where this is how it was going to be, why there? From what I remember, I live here in Georgia, and for what I remember, there is one that I know of airport here in Georgia. I'm assuming now one major one at least in Atlanta. So how did they get there? Did they have a car? Was there a rental car? It has to be something. We have so much CCC footage everywhere. These twins should be on CCC footage. We know they never arrived at the airport. We know that part. But how did they end up there? 90 miles away from home, to a place where they weren't supposed to be. Why go to the top of a mountaintop to end your life? It just Is it making sense? And normally if something doesn't make sense, that's because it isn't. So I really hope that this family finds out quickly what has happened to these young men. It just, something doesn't seem right. Something seems out of place. I will be looking to find more research on what has happened to this boy, to these boys, as the information again develops. Rest in peace, Qaadir Malik Lewis and Naazir Rahim Lewis.